Digital Citizen of the Month for the month of February. Preschool, from Ms. Sosa's class, Evelyn A. and Sebastian H. TK in kindergarten, from Mrs. Bergner's class, Isabella D. and Anthony G. From Mr. Dahl's class, Olivia T. From Mr. Hoyer's class, Mason C. and Edgar M. From Mrs. Sonic's class, Julian G. and Melanie L. From Senora Ortiz's class, Lucia G. and Jonathan Z. Lucas G. and Aiden W. From Mrs. White's class, Roderick C. First grade, from Ms. Muñoz's class, Eleanor H. and Alejandro C. From Senora Gutierrez's class, Andrew M. and Desiree C. From Mrs. Bourne's class, Ann S. and Micah T. Second grade, from Mrs. Brown's class, Audrina L. and Casey B. Mrs. Collins' class, Zeus C. and Joseph J.R. From Mrs. Johnson's class, Maribel G. and Christian M. From Senora Navarro's class, Rafael B. and Kimberly V. Third grade, from Miss Newman's class, Aaliyah M. W. and Sebastian P. From Senora Olivares' class, Lily R. and Avril del L.M. From Miss LaBelle's class, Lev Arthur Z. Fourth grade, from Mrs. Kenzie's class, Wyatt M. and Jamel T. From Senora Johnson's class, Gora M. and Simon M. From Miss LaBelle's class, Javier M. From Mrs. Fifth grade, from Mrs. Grotnes' class, Benjamin Q. From Mrs. Ramig's class, Anthony R. From Miss Pulido's class, Damian B. and Diego G. Sixth grade, from Mrs. Grotnes' class, Isaiah L. From Mrs. Wells' class, Violet P. and Adrian R. From Mrs. Ramig's class, Kylie G. From our virtual program, our virtual teachers, Miss Erlinson's class, Roberts M. Miss Barragan, Isabella N. and Noel R. From Miss Vittor's class, Leonardo B. and Isabella J. From Mr. Curtis's class, Addison H. and Melanie M. From Mr. Ramos's class, Jade R. and Jonathan T. From Miss Gonzalez's class, Pablo H. and Crisaida P. Our support staff, John F. J. and Soraya M. From Mrs. Post's class, Valeria and Abraham. From Miss McClure's class, Noah M. and Damian D. Congratulations, students!